places that you've already invited to. But we're giving you number 6. You heard number 5, and you might have missed some other stuff in the middle. But number 6 is debt freedom, or the excitement of being debt free is more fun. So you're tuned in to We Are Royalty, and we're giving you the 6 excitements of being debt free. And the last one, but definitely not least, is more fun. And like she said, it might not necessarily be big vacations. It may be something local. It may be something very simple, but you must reward yourself for accomplishing a level of debt freedom. You can start having fun for each debt that you knock out. Say you knock out your credit card, you should reward yourself in some way. Say you pay off your car, you should reward yourself in some way. Say you pay off a loan, you should reward yourself in some way, right, and have some sense of fun. And I just thought of a funny acronym for fun. Finances up now. So since your finances are up now, have a little fun, reward yourself, enjoy the fruits of your labor, enjoy the sacrifices that you've made, because many times financial health that comes from debt freedom requires some level of sacrifice. Enjoy it. If you don't, then you'll just pass by and you'll feel like it was done for nothing. So it's okay to spend a little money. We just want you to go about doing it the right way and enjoy it when you do it, so it comes as a form of reward, not as a hard task that you just had to accomplish. Enjoy, live life. Life is short and long at the same time, but you definitely got to enjoy the journey.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing. Along your journey of becoming debt-free, you are going to learn a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You are going to learn a lot about yourself.
Yes.
You're going to learn a lot about finances. Mm-hmm. You're going to learn a lot about interest and how it works. You're going to learn just a lot of things in general, almost to the point where you are going to do everything within your power not to go back, because you know that anxiety associated with it, because you know that you lost out on a lot of fun, because you know that feeling of having lack of security and not really having savings and just being financially sick. So you are going to learn a whole lot of things in the process, and you shouldn't go back. And I'm saying all of that to say, going back to number 6, having fun. Of course you should have fun. And of course you should reward yourself month after month after month, right? Mm-hmm. That's what we do. Month after month after month, because you can. Because again, we talked about choices, right? But don't put all of your additional savings, additional cash flow into the fund.
Absolutely.
Because now you should have developed some financial principles to where you now have a system, you have a strategy for your money. So now that additional cash flow, you'll know how to split that up 3 or 4 different ways. You'll know to put a portion of that into savings, a portion of that towards assets, a portion of that, towards your kids' future or whatever the case may be. And then a portion of that into your fund bucket. Your fun account. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just make sure you're being strategic with it, because again, the horrible feeling is doing all of that work, becoming debt free, and then going back. It's not fun. It's not a good feeling. I promise you it's not. So have fun. We're all for the fun. If y'all look at us every single week, we're kicking it, doing our date day and date night when we go out of town sometimes, whether it's a business trip or not, we make it personal. All right. We do some personal things. We have a lot of fun, between the two of us, and also with the twins. But our hard work up until this point has allowed us to do that. We have money allotted for that. We actually plan on the front end. We can plan with our monies. We can make purchases. Another freedom thing, we can make purchases early. Like, for example, we have a trip coming up in Atlanta in July, right? In July. We've already purchased our tickets for that event. Now, I remember a time where time would have been ticking and days would have just been rolling by, and we like, okay, it's July 1st. We're going to get those tickets. We still going, right? We're serious about going, right? And so it's just a really good feeling. So have fun, but know ways to allot your money and really do things the right way so that you don't backslide.
I love it. See, debt freedom, you want to get there and stay there. Yes. So you want your debt to be eliminated, but you want your finances to increase even more, so that debt is the least of your worries. You're thinking more strategic. You're thinking more investing. You're thinking more assets because you've gotten the liabilities out of the way. You see, that's what debt represents, liability, meaning that you're liable to somebody else, some other entity. Ooh. So you don't want to be liable but to no one but yourself. And the way that you can be liable to yourself is by taking that money and strategically doing something with it that allows it to go up even more. So understand that. So you want to have a funds, which is a funds for you having fun. And in the comments, if you like my little acronym, finance is up now, for the number 6, excitement as it relates to being debt free, put it in the comments. Finances up now, which represents fun, because you got your finances up now, but you want to keep them up by being strategic. Let's give them a recap. And I know we said we was going to give them some solutions, some tactics, some to-dos that they can do as it relates to becoming debt free and understanding the process, and more facets into it other than just budgeting. So let's hit them with the recap.
All right, let's go with the recap. And as you guys see my button here, if y'all can see it in the screen above the mic, it says debt free is the new sexy.
Absolutely.
And I know you guys see these buttons on our page. You see our business partners all over the nation rocking these buttons. And we honestly feel that way. When we were on our journey to becoming debt free, we kind of came up with this phrase. And we see a lot of people use this phrase now. But we honestly feel like this. Like, you look better when you don't have any debt, when you don't owe anybody. You feel better. Your health is intact, and it's just sexy. You know, you're in a relationship. Imagine how sexy y'all would look as an item. Both of you guys being debt free or starting on that journey. Back when we came up with these buttons, you guys, we had a full debt free challenge going on where anybody could enroll in this challenge. And, you know, we had step by step, we have 3 different colors. So depending on what level you are on, you change out your colors. So it also has like a little battery on the bottom. So we haven't really been fueling that challenge. We kind of backslid on the challenge a little bit, but these buttons, we still rock these things to this day. We still sell them in the set of 3. All right. So if you want your debt free is the new sexy button, make sure you reach out to us, put it in the comments or inbox us. So let's get the recap going.
Yes.
6 excitements of being debt free. Number 1 was relief of anxiety. Number 2, increased savings. Number 3, better financial health. Number 4 was the freedom to choose whatever you want. Number 5, increased security. And number 6 was just more fun. It is just simply more fun to be debt free. Now let's talk about some solutions, because we just gave them this whole 30-40 minute spiel on why it's fun, why it's exciting to be debt free. So let's give you some solutions on how you're going to get it done. Here's the thing. Just like I said, you're going to learn a lot in the process of being debt free. You're going to really mess up a bit. And it's going to take you so much longer if you're doing it wrong. It is the worst when you're doing it wrong. So what you need is a system. And the acronym for system, if you've never heard of it, saving yourself time, energy, and money. If you're doing it wrong, guess what? It's going to take you longer to be debt free. If you're doing it wrong, you're putting the energy in the wrong places. And then it's going to cost you way more if you're doing it wrong. So again, you need an in-depth system that's going to help you to get out of debt, to do it the right way. What do I mean? It can cost you more money if you don't have a system. Well, think about it. If you're paying on something that has a load of interest, but you're allotting certain payments in certain areas, guess what? That interest is still going to keep ticking. It can still keep running up. So now you find yourself paying way more interest. If you guys have or haven't, there's something out there called the debt snowball effect, where basically you want to take that debt with the highest interest, right?
Yep.
And you want to pay on that and really hound in on that first. Then you want to move down. Then you want to move on to your next debt. And with the system that we are a part of, not trying to sell that system to you or anything like that, but again, we've been able to become debt free. So this is a system that we use. So all we can do is speak based on experience. Okay. The system that we actually are a part of, there is an in-depth debt free plan where you literally go step by step. Okay. List all of your bills, list your income, list, your monthly expenses, your bills, right? List all of your debt, your student loans, your car note, your credit cards. Put all of those things in. Put in what the minimum payment is. And then we're going to start looking at that cash flow. Can we become debt free off of the money that we already have? Or do we need more money coming in somewhere? Do we need to cut back certain expenses? So this is what I mean by a system, you guys. It is always better if there is something in place, a proven system that can help you to accomplish your goals without you having to figure it out on your own. Because there's a lot of people on here, we get it all the time. Well, I can just do it myself. I can just research. Well, if that was the case, you would already be debt free. You would already have it figured out. So sometimes it pays for you to invest in yourself, purchase a system that is going to actually give you cutthroat, step by step. This is what you do. This is how you become debt free.
See, this is what you got to understand. When you have a system, you also have a team.
Yes.
And wealth is built with a team. You see, wealth building is a team sport. You got to understand that. So as it relates to you getting out of debt, you got to understand that it might not be all about just budgeting. It may not be certain things that you can just do yourself. Not to say that you can't, but it may be some things that you don't know that can help speed up the process. You see, we're talking about saving yourself time, energy, money. So if we could save you all three of those things, you just got more time back. You got to keep and reserve more of your energy, and you got to keep more of your money, which allowed you to take that money and make even more money off of it. So this is a big deal. So understanding this, a lot of times when people are in debt, they don't really understand how they can get started. They don't understand where they're going to have to dig from as it relates to their current cash flow in order to start knocking out the debt that they're already in. So if you're receiving a certain amount of money and now you're thinking about paying extra on some debts and you're already struggling with the amount that you're getting, the last thing you want to do is take an extra $100 and dump it off on some debt because you needed that $100 to pay some other bills, to pay some other stuff. So what we do is look at your finances and say, look, this is where your money is leaking out at. Mm-hmm. Let's stop this leak because you're losing money in this area. Once you plug that leak, that's money that you were losing anyway. So if you start taking that money that you were once losing and start applying it towards your debt, now it feels as though your debt is being wiped out with money that you didn't have to tap into. Here's what I mean. We use what's called income shifting. We talk about taking your money from one entity, putting it through a vehicle so you can shift the money from them back into either you or the things that are costing you money. That's income shifting. So one of the main things that we focus on letting people understand is, look, you may be overpaying in taxes. I know taxes is a sensitive word, or people kind of are terrified of using the word taxes, but taxes was really put in place to make us wealthy if we understand the power and the utilization of it. So over 100 million Americans are overpaying in taxes. So what we said is, look, let's provide a game plan, a strategy, a system called income shifting that can allow them to legally, ethically, morally tap into using that tax dollar to pay off their debt. So if the government helped you get into debt, we say, look, let's use strategy and the tax laws that are in place to help the government, or let the government help you get out of debt. So most people are overpaying in the form of taxes. Usually at their job, they're overpaying on their taxes. We show them how to get more of their money back. On average, $200 to $500. That's just an average number. Some more, some less. But regardless, it's money that you didn't have. It's money that was leaking out of your pockets that could have been going towards eliminating debt. So if we gave you an extra $200 to $500 on average back into your household, imagine how much faster you can get out of debt if you had an extra $200 coming in, extra $300 coming in. That might motivate you to get that snowball rolling even faster and create even more momentum to where you're like, look, I'm going to cut out some of these unnecessary expenses that I have, because we all have some unnecessary expenses. I'm going to cut out some of these unnecessary expenses and put even more into the money that I just saved via income shifting, via minimizing my tax liability, legally, ethically, morally. So now that strategy allows you to get out of debt faster, and ultimately you want to take that extra cash flow and start building some wealth. You see, that's what it's really all about. Why do you want to get out of debt? For one, so you can tap into those 6 excitements that we just listed. But for 2, so you can really start building wealth and leaving a generational inheritance for your kids, because you don't want to leave them in a bind. We want to leave the world better than we found it, and one place to do that is monetarily. So I know I probably sparked something for you to piggyback on. So go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, you said a lot, and I love what you said about sometimes you just have to find out where your money is leaking through. But here's another aspect of what we do. See, we could teach you tax minimization. We could teach you minimizing your expenses. And we can teach you just how to overall manage the money that you currently have and even get a little bit more income coming in. But here's the thing. Most Americans, whether they realize it or not, they just need more cash flow.
Period.
They need more. It could just be because you're living above your means and you didn't realize you were living above your means. But a lot of people do need more cash flow coming in. I put up a post yesterday on our page saying, look, I guarantee you 85% of your problems, what you consider a problem, could be resolved with a shift in your income. And a lot of people want, they'll say, well, it's not all about money. All y'all talk about is money. It's not all about money. But everything can be backed by money. Everything. Period, point blank. Money, a shift in your mindset and a shift in your income could really make a huge difference for you. And a lot of times we do have to take a step back. We have to really look at our situation. You can apply every single strategy that we're educating you on. But if you need more cash flow, you guys, you need to figure out ways to bring in more money that's not going to cost you money. So we're not talking about going out and getting another job. We're talking about using your gifts, using your talents, using your passion to start a small business and bring in some additional income that way. Bring it in from home. Join a business that's already in place, like a franchise, like a network marketing company where you can make unlimited income, how much money you want. It's okay for you to bring in more income. That's not a bad thing for you to do. But we have to understand and we have to realize when it's time for us to just take a step back, bring in more income. Let me figure out another strategy. Let me get out of my comfort zone and let me not solely rely on my current source of income, which is most likely a job. Okay, so we have to start thinking differently because, again, it all starts in the mind. And we have to understand, as it pertains to being debt free, it's not a bad thing to bring in more money, right? Several different streams of income to help you to knock out that debt faster, to help you to increase your savings faster. Because one of our mentors says, look, you can do this fast or you can do it slow. Nobody want to do it slow. You want to do it as fast as possible. Get that debt knocked out so we can kick it, so that we can really have some fun, so that we can really live life. And that is what it's all about.
See, this is what you got to understand. It's only a certain amount of debt you can eliminate.
Exactly.
Only a certain amount of taxes you can eliminate. Only a certain amount of budgeting / expense cuts that you can do before you realize, look, if I really want to make this happen by the year I said I wanted to make it happen, I have to. I must. It's a requirement. It's mandatory, not optional for me to make more money. So don't shy away from making more income, especially when you can do it from the comforts of your home, part-time outside of your job. Not saying quit your job. We're saying do this on top of whatever it is that you're currently doing. And I don't know if you caught this or not, but we just told you or gave you 5 income streams. 5 income streams. You see, we talk about multiple streams of income, but a lot of times people just think about the money that can be made in multiple ways. No, we just gave you 5 legit income streams, and I'm going to break it down to you real quick. So imagine if these 5 individual income streams brought you in $200 each per month. That's an extra.
I don't know if they're ready for that.
$1,000 that you just brought into your household. So here's the example. So if we show you how to minimize your taxes and it saved you $200 extra per month, by using that strategy. If we showed you how to minimize your debt, and now instead of you owing, you're knocking some debt out, and now you got an extra $200 coming in from the debt that you eliminated.
Okay.
That's a whole nother income stream. Let's say you looked at your expenses and you realized that you were overspending unnecessarily in certain areas, and that indeed brought you another $200 back into your household per month.
Okay.
And let's say you said, look, you're right, I do need to make some extra money if I want to speed up this process. And let's just say you just kind of lowballed it and you made an extra $200 from your household using your passion, your gifts, or you partnered up with a platform or a franchise or a network marketing company, whatever it is, affiliate, and you brought in an extra $200 per month. That increased your cash flow. And last but not least, we talked about investing. We talked about growing that money, building some form of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you invested and you start getting a return on your investment. You start seeing how the banker's secret and, you know, your money can grow just by putting it in the right places. Say that brought you in an extra $200 per month. That's an extra $1,000 that all came from strategy, which is 5 income streams. And most people wouldn't look at them individual facets as income streams, which indeed they are. So don't sleep on the information that we share. We got a system, a platform, a network of people who can all bring that to life to you. So if you want to get with us and you want to make that happen the faster way with a game plan, a strategy, and build wealth as a team, get with us or whoever invited you to the video. You got something else you want to give them, Queen?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith just gave you the game. Close it up.
Let's get it. You see, we live in a world where we are conditioned for failure. And oftentimes we are programmed or fooled into mediocrity. So people find themselves living like peasants instead of the royalty that they were meant to be. But you see here, we are royalty. We see the king in you. We see the queen in you, even if you don't see it in yourself from start to finish. It's just time for you to take your seat on the throne, because this is where we uplift your character, your confidence, and your cash flow. You see, as royalty, you should establish a solid financial foundation that'll soon lead to your abundance and thriving empire. Take your seat on the throne. We are royalty. Salute.